Why is it that celebrities are almost always on the left or liberal? They always espouse what appears to be some kind of mainstream liberal position. They stand and cheer, they clap for activism, and then you see stories like this from the Daily Wire. They say, Jeff Daniels compares Trump supporters to the KKK, claims democracy will end if Trump is reelected. He says, quote, aside from I don't want to pay taxes, it's race, it's race. Why was Jeff Daniels on TV talking about this? He was promoting a product, a show he's doing. And this is true for basically every celebrity. Now, there's certainly some celebrities who really do mean it. I don't want to act like they all, have no integrity. But I truly believe, and I'm going to show you many examples today, of the hypocrisy of celebrities who claim to fight for one thing, but in my opinion, they're just trying to drum up support, a fan base, because that's what celebrities are. Why would anyone hire an actor for a movie? Why do they want Tom Cruise big and bold right above the name of that movie? That's what will sell the movie. The actor is the marketing tool. That's really it. Now, of course, there are actors and actresses and other celebrities who are really good at what they do. But the job of these people is mass appeal. They are targeting a market, telling the market what they think they want to hear, and usually don't believe it. Let me show you a few examples, but before we get started, make sure you go to timcast.com/donate if you'd like to support my work. There's a monthly donation option, a cryptocurrency option, a physical address, but of course, just share this video on social media, click the like button and comment. Those are the best things you can do. Sharing, liking, and commenting tell YouTube it's a great video, and then YouTube actually recommends it more. So it's greatly appreciated. Or if you hate me, feel free to hate me and tell me you do in the comments. So I don't want to go too much into Jeff Daniels, but I will point out Jeff Daniels made an appearance on MSNBC where he made these comparisons, saying that there is a certain wing of the right-wing party that believes it's all about race and this is their last chance. But they say, Daniels, who is starring in Broadway's current production of To Kill a Mockingbird, compared Trump's rallies to a line from the play. A mob is a place where people go to take a break from their conscience. Now, why would Jeff Daniels be on TV in the first place? Obviously, to promote a product, his play. Why would he compare Trump rallies to his product? He's trying to rally liberals to come see his play using Trump as that point. Hey, you know how these rallies are happening? Our play kind of addresses that. It's similar. You should come and watch it. That's what celebrities are supposed to do. So he goes on to say that essentially, it's a wake-up call to liberals, etc. And he's marketing his product off of the back of division and political division. And that's actually kind of terrifying. It says, earlier during the sit-down, the actor called his performances on Broadway's a wake-up call for white liberal America. You walk out there and we pin the ears back of basically white America. White liberal America comes in and they go, we had no idea it was that tough. It's a slap in the face. It's a wake-up call. He goes on to say very disparaging things about conservatives and Trump supporters, which will do nothing to solve these problems. It is divisive rhetoric, in my opinion, meant to market a product, and it fits the MSNBC audience. Why is it that MSNBC is going to have Jeff Daniels on? Well, because he's going to say things that their audience will agree with, and is going to take the narrative of MSNBC, which has gone for years on about Russiagate and conspiracies, and he's going to focus that energy toward his product, a play, To Kill a Mockingbird. Does To Kill a Mockingbird have anything to do with Trump and his rallies? Of course it doesn't. But if Jeff Daniels comes on and says the things they want to hear, it will get MSNBC ratings, and those ratings in turn will get more base for Jeff Daniels and more money. This is what celebrities do. Don't take my word for it. Let's ask Trevor Noah. Trevor Noah, who is the new host of The Daily Show. We have this story from 5 days ago on Fox News. Trevor Noah says Trump is the first president to actually deliver on campaign promises. But what did Trevor Noah actually say? Well, this is really interesting. Trevor Noah goes on to explain how they want him to be angry at Trump. He needs to be more angry. He calls it faux anger. They are pretending to dislike Trump to attract a viewership, to attract a market, and sell a product. It's very dangerous for our democracy, for our democratic systems and institutions. We are in a republic after all. Let's read this. Noah, 35, began by knocking critics who claimed he wasn't angry enough when he first took over The Daily Show. Quote, when I took over The Daily Show, everyone was like, what are you going to make jokes about? And then one of the main things people have said to me was, they said, you're just not angry enough, Trevor. Where's your indignation? And I was like, What do you have to be angry about? Things are going great right now. Your economy is growing. Your president is loved. Your footprint around the world is one that's being cemented as a superpower. What are you angry about? He said this to Jimmy Kimmel. And then people had all of this faux anger, and they were like, you've got to be angry. And I was like, there's nothing to be angry about. There's nothing to be stressed about right now. And I was worried about that for the show. Kimmel then says, we're always angry about something. If there's nothing important to be angry about, we'll find something dumb to be angry about, Kimmel said in agreement. Somebody will put pineapple on a pizza and we will lose our minds. Rather fascinating to see kind of the veil be lifted up. Trevor Noah explained that when he took over the show, they wanted him to be angrier at Trump, and he wasn't. He even calls it faux anger. Why then do we have all these celebrities pretending to be angry at Trump? It's like I explained. They want to attract a market. They feel that the urban millennial market is liberal, therefore they will say what they think liberals want to hear. That's a fact. It's all about marketing their product and their celebrity so they can get hired. And don't take my word for it. I've got more and more examples. How about this story from just over a year and a half ago? I Really Will. The stars who didn't move to Canada when Trump won. Snoop Dogg and Lena Dunham were among a host of celebrities who pledged to move north under a Donald Trump presidency, yet stayed put. And sure enough, they have this image. Celebrities not moving to Canada. Snoop Dogg, Lena Dunham, Chelsea Handler, Neo, Nev Campbell, Raven Simone, Bryan Cranston, and Barbra Streisand. How come none of these people actually moved? Why did they say they were going to move? Did any of us actually believe they hated Trump so much they were going to leave the country? No. Most of us knew this was a virtue signal. They want to send a message to the woke liberal left because they want to be famous. This is what attracts people to be celebrities. Think about musicians. Do you need to be a great musician to be a famous musician? Absolutely not. Learn 4 chords and then write some pop songs. In fact, they can just take anybody, write songs for you, and then auto-tune your voice and congratulations. You don't even have to be the greatest actor or actress to become famous. These are people who just want to be famous for the most part. Now, I will give some respect to Snoop Dogg. He's certainly been in the game a lot longer than many of these people, and I think Snoop Dogg's kind of all right, but he doesn't get a freebie. Okay, I actually like Snoop Dogg. He doesn't get a freebie though, because if he's going to claim to leave the country and he's rich enough to do it and he doesn't, then I don't believe you are sincere in your indignation. I think, as Trevor Noah pointed out, faux outrage. And there's more. Let's talk about Quentin Tarantino. Now, Quentin Tarantino isn't the wokest of the bunch, but we see this from the New York Times. Tarantino knew about Harvey Weinstein. Why didn't he do anything? Why not? We have this thread from Yashar Ali, who says, in the aftermath of the Weinstein scandal, Quentin Tarantino told Jodi Kantor he knew that Weinstein was a predator and did nothing. Now he is the toast of Cannes, while many of the women who were assaulted by Weinstein still can't find consistent work. But they give Quentin a standing ovation. He knew. He did nothing. Why? It's not about doing what's right. It's about protecting yourself and your business. They claim to be activists. They really aren't. Now, props to Quentin for actually telling people he knew and did nothing. I can respect that. And again, Quentin isn't the wokest of the bunch. He's not, going around using activism to promote his brand for the most part. But there are some people who do. Alyssa Milano, for instance. She was the founding voice of the Me Too movement. Yet, when it came to Joe Biden, and many people calling out Joe Biden, what did she do? Well, she defended him. And because of it, we see this story from Fox News. Alyssa Milano facing backlash after defending Joe Biden amid inappropriate touching allegations. Now, why in the world would she defend a man who is doing these things? It's rather mind-blowing to me. Let's read a little bit. They say, charmed actress Alyssa Milano received a flurry of criticism after she defended former Vice President Joe Biden on Monday and promoted his 2020 candidacy amid allegations he inappropriately touched a number of women. Remember when Alyssa Milano showed up to the Kavanaugh hearings and she was furious and protesting? What was Brett Kavanaugh accused of? He was accused of pushing a woman onto a bed and groping her before she ran off. Now, there's no proof. The allegations were 30 years ago. If Kavanaugh actually did it, then he should be criticized and condemned and reprimanded. To some extent, it was 30 years ago. It's difficult to know what to do in these situations. But the reality is we have no evidence to suggest he actually did any of this. In fact, based on the testimony of Christine Blasey Ford, claiming she was afraid of flying but flies regularly, claiming that she had to install a second door in her home, but then it turns out it was for like an Airbnb or something. At least that's what was said. And then many of the allegations against Kavanaugh turned out to be absolutely false, with several people recanting or changing their testimony. Sounds like the whole thing was BS, but Alyssa Milano was there, outraged, demanding some kind of action. There are videos of Joe Biden inappropriately touching young girls, and Alyssa Milano defended him. Seems like a bit of hypocrisy. Does she actually care about what she's talking about? If you were to ask me, I'd say the answer is a resounding no. These kinds of careers, they attract people who just want to be the center of attention. I gotta say, as somebody who has a decent amount of followers, I do not particularly enjoy it. I don't like people knowing where I live. I don't like, and admittedly, when people come to me on the street, it's very, awkward for me. I am not someone who tried doing this because I want to be the center of attention. It's actually a very dissociative experience. As I'm talking to a camera right now and you see me talking to you, I don't experience all these people around me. But look at many of these celebrities. While it is true there are many YouTubers who want the same thing, don't get me wrong, by all means, think that of me if you'd like. It's your opinion. I would tell you I don't. These people are pushing activism because it gets them a bigger following. That's their job. It is their job to be a famous person. They're substantially more famous than I am. But I'm not done just yet. Of course, we have voice actress Tara Strong. Now, Tara Strong has done a ton of voice acting. She's she does the voice of Timmy Turner on Fairly Odd Parents, Raven from Teen Titans. Basically, just a very prolific voice actress and very, very outspoken anti-Trump activist on Twitter. She goes hard against Trump. But it turns out, in private, she actually says some fairly racist things. For one, it's rather interesting to see someone accuse Trump of being, the worst of the worst, when she has done numerous segments on various shows that are overtly racist. Why, the other day, I was watching Family Guy, and she provided the voices for a few Asian women and made disparaging remarks about the physicality of certain Asian people. Now, look, I believe in free speech, and I get it's a joke, and I think Family Guy is funny. I can understand a joke. But the double standard is what's interesting. To accuse someone else while you yourself do the same thing, admittedly, it's not identical behavior. She's telling jokes, and I can respect that. But her activism doesn't necessarily make sense when she criticizes Trump's policies on immigration and then says something rather profound and racist to an Uber driver. Now, this happened back in November. She was in a car, and she posted a video she later deleted. That's my understanding. And she said to the Uber driver who was criticizing her for being, leftist, she said, "I wonder how you got your citizenship." And that was when the guy was like, "You're a racist." How can you claim to be an activist against racism, but then say something like that? And there's video of it. So let me play this little clip real quick.
Enjoy yourself. I'm just curious how you got your citizenship. Yeah.
How did you get your citizenship? Wow. She goes on to say that actually, I'll pull up this tweet. In response to this, someone said to her, "Why did he call you a racist?" Well, apparently she deleted the original tweet. She said, "We literally have zero idea," and 2 shrugging emojis. And in reality, this person said, "You told him you were born in America as if that makes you more American than him, who is clearly an immigrant. That is the definition of racism. Why say you were born here as a response to him saying you are ruining the country? Not a congruous answer." She did it. She said, "I wonder how you got your citizenship." By all means, there's video missing, but for her to act like Trump is worse and she engages in similar behavior, that's just absurd. Now, there's just a couple more examples I want to give before I wrap up my final thoughts, just to prove a point. Cracked Magazine has a series of celebrity hypocrisy. I find it funny. How about this one? Number 10 in one of the Cracked lists. On the controversial casting of Noma Dumezwani as Hermione in The Cursed Child, J.K. Rowling said, "Canon, brown eyes, frizzy hair, and very clever. White skin was never specified. Rowling loves Black Hermione." However, in The Prisoner of Azkaban, it says Hermione's white face was sticking out from behind a tree. "Harry, hurry," she mouthed. You say you approve of the casting without lying to us, JK. But basically, we see it time and time again. The virtue signal hypocrisy of people claiming to be activists, lying when they're not really. And I think one of the best, there's a few examples, is climate change hypocrisy. There's a Snopes article, Tale of Two Houses. There was a viral email going around a long time ago talking about how George Bush's eco-friendly ranch versus Al Gore's energy-expending mansion. And it's true. Al Gore has a massive energy-expending mansion. He's buying oceanfront property at a time where he's claiming we've got 10 years left. Well, 10 years ago. It's complete hypocrisy. Why? Certainly not the only one. We know Leonardo DiCaprio does the same thing. He's repeatedly been called a climate change hypocrite. These are people who claim to champion certain populist left-wing ideas, and they really, really don't. So look, I've given you a ton of examples of various celebrities who pretend to be activists. It's quite simple. Back to the main point in the first story from the Daily Wire. What Jeff Daniels is doing, I think, is extremely dangerous. Extremely, extremely dangerous. It's my opinion that he is trying to, well, he's quite literally promoting a play he's going to be in, and he's using political division and our current culture war to do it. And that's dangerous. It's going to make things worse. Comparing Trump supporters to KKK, saying it's all about race. He clearly doesn't know what he's talking about, nor does he care. And then he tries to make it seem like there's a scene in To Kill a Mockingbird that's very similar to Trump rallies. It's obvious. He wants MSNBC's Russiagate far-left audience to go and see his play. And he's inflaming political tensions to do it. This is what celebrities do. They ignore problems when it's in their face, like Quentin Tarantino did. And when given the opportunity, they'll say whatever is politically expedient or expedient to their career. Alyssa Milano. She will complain about Brett Kavanaugh and then defend Joe Biden. There's no principle here. These are celebrities. Their mission is not to make the world a better place. These people don't work for nonprofits. They aren't activists. They are celebrities who are trying to be famous and rally a base so they can sell their name against a product and make money. But welcome to the real world, right? I'm sure many of you already realized this. You don't need me to tell you these people are hypocrites, but they are. And I guess we can just say, I'll leave it there. How many celebrities said they were going to leave the country? But of course they were lying. They weren't going to leave the country. We know they weren't going to leave the country. They just want to make sure everyone knows how angry they are. Because as Trevor Noah said, it's faux outrage. They're asking him to be indignant for the ratings. That's what it's all about. They won't be laughing when everything falls apart, though. But they don't care. This kind of career attracts sociopathic narcissists. Even media. Journalism does the same thing. The other day I saw Andrew Kaczynski, K-File, I think his name is, from CNN, complaining that Fox News didn't credit him for finding a YouTube video or something. These are the people who are attracted to the spotlight. They're insane, in my opinion. They're bad people. But it is what it is. Just my opinion. We can see the hypocrisy plain as day. And so I think I've laid out several examples for you. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and we'll keep the conversation going. Again, if you want to support my work, it's timcast.com/donate. You can follow me on Minds at Timcast. I'll have more videos coming up on my second channel, youtube.com/timcastnews, starting at 6 p.m. For those that are listening on the podcast, thanks for making it to the end, and leave a good review if you like it. I will see you all in the next segment. Adios.